Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a no contact message from your person. I will be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get a very clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Oh, wow. So the first message that we have here is message of concern. And Divine Feminine, I'm picking up on your energy very, very heavy with this card here. There's a Divine Feminine in the collective who's been on high alert lately. And you've been feeling a lot of energy coming through in your emotional body, because what you're about to find out is that there's a message coming to you that's about to change your life. And it's almost as if your emotional body is picking up on the weight of this message. This could also be coming through in such an intense way because of the emotional bond that you have with this masculine. If they were to be 100% honest with you, Divine Feminine, you're the type of person that they have to prepare to engage with. And this is on all levels. With other people, this masculine can just go right into a conversation with no preparation, with no planning. They can just kind of speak off the top of their mind. But you're different, okay? I'm also getting you've always been different to them in this regard. When it comes to you, Divine Feminine, it takes this masculine a little bit more time to build up to speaking to you. So this is that underlying energy that I'm picking up on that you may be feeling that's manifesting in your emotional body. Because you are the receiver as a feminine, it's almost as if you can feel when someone is approaching your energy. But I'm getting very clearly, you may not know who this person is, and you may not know why you feel so much intensity coming from them. But there's definitely been an energetic buildup. So if you notice that you feel that energetic momentum building behind the scenes, this is why, okay? There's a message that needs your immediate attention that's coming to you from a masculine that you have a very, very strong energetic bond with, okay? It feels like this is someone that you have a lot of history with. This is someone that really, really has the ability to tap into your energy. Because again, I just keep feeling that energy of you being a receiver. So when this masculine is feeling things, you begin to feel them too. Maybe you mistake their emotion or their intensity for your own. So the fact that you're feeling this heightened sense of energy, that's very, very telling. It's almost as if this masculine is being guided to offer you a truth that they know is going to completely shake up the both of your worlds. Okay, not only theirs, but yours as well. And it's because your energies are linked or bonded in a way that can absolutely spill over and affect your personal lives. So you're going to know that this message is for you depending on the type of energetic link that you have established with this person. But what's really, really sticking out to me with this energy is that you're not the type of person that they can just initiate a conversation with. There's a lot of time, there's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of effort and conscious thought that goes into this masculine's prep when it comes to you, Divine Feminine. And this may not just be concerning this masculine. I feel like this is just who you are as a person. You know, people really have to have their ducks in a row when they want to address you. It's almost like they have to have a certain topic ready. They have to have their points ready. There's like a sense of anticipation that's really coming through in your emotional body. And it's just merely a reflection of this person who wants to approach you and who wants to speak to you. Okay? So if you've been picking up on this energy, there's definitely a powerful message coming through. But it feels like because you are the receiver, because you are the feminine energy, you are receiving the emotion before this actually manifests. Okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is intrusive thoughts. And I'm picking up on that masculine's energy with this card here. Divine Feminine, whether you know it or not, even from a distance, you still have the ability to pull on this masculine mentally, emotionally, and sexually in a way that no other person ever has before. And I'm getting that this is not normal because you are connected to a very disciplined man, okay? So disciplined, in fact, that even the thoughts of you are intrusive. They have to come to your masculine in a way that completely knocks them off of their square. But when it comes to you, Divine Feminine, your energy somehow has this ability to override their discipline. This is the thing about you that's never been normal to them. But this card here is definitely leaning more into your person's character. This is deeper than them just having these intrusive thoughts about you. I feel like this is tapping into how your person truly, truly feels about you. This is a masculine that has kept you at a distance for a reason. And you may be at this place where you're wondering why that is. Anytime this masculine has come in contact with your energy, they have a reaction to you that is so counterintuitive. This is someone that really prides themselves on being extremely logical, very calculated. They may live their life in a very, very disciplined way, especially when it comes to love or when it comes to engaging feminine energy. But with you, they have always noticed a shift in their demeanor. This is why they have to be calculated. This is why they have to prep in order to engage your energy. It's because if they were to be 100% honest with you, you are the only person who makes them contradict their character. And this is shown in the way that your energy manifests in their lives. It is intrusive. It's something that they don't really have control over. For some of you, it's something that your person has never really had control over, even though you're at a distance. But what's sticking out to this masculine here is those are the three main ways that you begin to penetrate their world, Divine Feminine: mentally, emotionally, and sexually. So when your energy manifests, it manifests in a way where they cannot control how your energy shows up. They cannot control the thoughts that they have about you. They also can't control the way that they respond to you. So even though they would want to approach these things in a more logical way, in a more disciplined way, or a calculated way, when it comes to you, your energy kind of overrides their coding. Okay, this is not normal. So if you're questioning why this masculine has to prepare themselves to engage you, to speak to you, especially to see you, it's because your energy has been lingering the whole time. There's never been a cutoff. There's never been a disconnect. There was some type of activation between the both of you energetically, and that link has never been severed. No matter the distance, no matter the time, no matter the space. Okay? There's definitely been like this can of worms that is open. And ever since then, it's almost like the universe is haunting them with your energy. But for you, Divine Feminine, it's showing up as you receiving a lot of the emotions and a lot of the mental things that your person is experiencing behind closed doors. Okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is suffering in silence. Wow. I feel like this is the truth that this masculine wants to offer you. And this masculine knows that the minute that they utter these words to you, Divine Feminine, it's going to completely shake up not only their world, but also your world as well, because what you don't know or what you may be confused about is the fact that this masculine knows that they made the wrong choice when it comes to you. And they've reached this place in their journey where they cannot ignore it anymore. And this is no shade to their current reality or to the current people, places, and things in their life. This is someone that has a very high level of respect for where God has led them on their journey. But if they were to be honest when it comes to you, Divine Feminine, and only you, they continuously ask themselves, what if? They honestly feel like if you were in their life would look very, very different, or their life would be better than what it currently is right now. And so when your person says, I'm suffering in silence, what they truly mean is that they're suffering because in some capacity, they didn't choose you. And I'm not picking up on anything heavy. I'm not picking up on anything negative. This literally feels like two souls who either went on a detour, maybe you came in contact with one another, you had this very powerful spiritual activation, and then the universe kind of sent you on a detour. Maybe you landed in this masculine's life, but there was nowhere for them to really, really place your energy. And it's been haunting them ever since. Wow, I'm even getting for some of you, the both of you may have had connections to other people. Maybe God placed your person in your life when there was nowhere for you to really place their energy. And it created this spark. It created this curiosity in the both of you that has never really settled. And this is why you still hold that powerful position in their lives, Divine Feminine. This is why even from a distance, this masculine can still feel you pulling on them in these three areas: mentally, emotionally, and sexually. So what this looks like in their reality is them wearing a mask, is them showing up in their everyday life, knowing that you still have their heart, literally. And to them, it feels like suffering because there's a version of them that only you have access to. It also feels like suffering because, again, there's something about your energy that overrides everything in their reality. You make them feel like an imposter. You make them feel like they're contradicting themselves. Because how can they exist in this one timeline and be connected to these people, places, and things, but also still have this very, very powerful energetic bond that kind of outweighs everything that they see in their 3D reality? So if you've been wondering to yourself as well, how can you have this very, very supernatural, very otherworldly type of bond or connection with the person, and there still be distance, and there still be silence, and this masculine still keep you at bay? There is a much deeper reason for that, okay? And it's not the reason that you may think. It's not because they don't feel connected to you. It's not because they don't have very, very deep feelings for you. It's because there's something about the alignment of your connection or your energies that's always been kind of counterintuitive to this masculine. And it's almost like they're at this place where they're now wondering if they're alone in what they're feeling, or if you're also at this place where you play with the idea of how this connection would look, or being with them in a more exclusive way as well, okay? But again, this person is suffering, okay? And I feel like they want to let you in on their real, raw thoughts of how coming in contact with your energy in the way that they did has really, really affected them, Divine Feminine. It feels like you have no idea. But again, this masculine knows that them going in depth about how they feel about you, how they view you, how they feel about your conversation is definitely going to completely shake up the both of your worlds in a way like never before. And so this is what I mean by that preparation. They're not approaching you with a normal conversation. This is not someone that's coming to check your temperature. This is someone that has to really, really have their ducks in a row when they approach you with this conversation, because this is going to go very deep. Okay? And they already know, with having this history with you, that you're the type of person that requires a certain level of authenticity, a certain level of truth, a certain level of connection when you're going into these deeper topics. Okay? Let's get the next message here. Wow. The next message that we have is, you're not as harmless as I thought. Wow. Divine Feminine, this conversation is going to be very, very intense, okay? I'm also getting that it may make you extremely emotional, because this masculine is going to put words to things that they have never really tried to unpack about you. The reason why this masculine has kept you at bay, or they've just been very cautious with you and your energy, is because they've always known that you are dangerous, okay? And the way your energy is coming through, they have a very, very good reason for feeling this way. From the moment that they met you, Divine Feminine, this is someone that thought that you were harmless, okay? And again, this is tapping into two people who met in a very, very interesting way. The timelines could have been overlapping. Maybe you were in a previous connection. Maybe your masculine was in a previous connection. Maybe you were tying up loose ends. The way that God placed you on this masculine's path has always been like a deep confirmation, but it's always been a mystery, okay? And just from that, it's almost like this masculine looked at you and said, oh, this feminine, is harmless. This is a feminine that's not really going to throw me off my square. I'm going to still be able to keep up my routine. I'm going to still be able to be this very focused, very disciplined masculine. I'm going to still be able to walk on this path that I'm on. But they severely underestimated who you were, and also why God placed you on their path. I'm even getting that this masculine could have tried to put you into a very, very specific category. Maybe they tried to remain friends with you, or in some way, there was like an energetic downgrade from you having this massive spark, this very, very powerful spiritual activation in some sort, to maybe you or this masculine navigating your connection in a way that was way too casual for what it is that you experienced. And it's because this masculine wanted to believe that your presence in their life was harmless, that you were not going to affect change in any way. But they were wrong. You are not as harmless as they thought you were. And not only did they underestimate who you were, Divine Feminine, I'm getting this masculine severely underestimated their feelings for you, okay? This is someone who is deeply repressed. But like the energy came out in the beginning of the reading, you are the only soul on this planet who has the ability to affect this masculine mentally, emotionally, and sexually without their permission, in a way that feels intrusive at times, in a way that they really cannot control. And there's nothing about that that's harmless. So even if you're at a distance from your person, even if you haven't spoken to them in a while, because they went from viewing you as a feminine or a woman who was completely harmless to the only person in this world who is a complete threat to their current reality. Okay, that's how much weight you hold. So this message that they're coming towards you with, it definitely deserves some preparation. It definitely warrants your masculine wanting to sit down, wanting to clarify exactly what they want to say to you. This is someone that's in preparation mode. Because if they were to be completely honest, they never thought that you would ever be the person to make them reconsider everything, to make them contradict themselves, to make them go from being this masculine who was very one-track minded, very disciplined, to being someone who's more so in their feelings at this time. So if you're wondering what's really lighting the fire under your masculine's ass at this time and making them want to come towards you, it's because they're viewing the type of bond that you have as dangerous. You have the type of bond that effects change, that could actually change their life. And they don't view that as being harmless at all. Even though you may present in a very beautiful way, even though you may be very soft spoken, you may carry yourself in a very delicate way, in a very nurturing way, they're realizing that your power is so much more dangerous than they ever anticipated. So, yeah, they definitely try to either give you a label that they consider would be harmless. There was some type of energetic downgrade here where you were being described in a way that did not encompass your energy or your position or the way that this masculine truly views you and truly feels about you. And it feels like the time is up for that, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is, this is more than chemistry. And Divine Feminine, I honestly feel like this is why you are a threat. And I'm getting the words, nothing is off limits, very, very clearly. So I feel like that was the shift in your masculine's mind. The reason why they are coming towards you is because this is someone who loves you for you, okay? Wow, I just got, I like you. And anytime that energy comes through, I love that energy, because this is a masculine who was afforded the opportunity to see you as a soul, okay? This is someone that could literally strip away all of your labels, all of the roles that you play, all of the titles that you may hold, and they just like you as a person, okay? To them, the way that your energies matched or the way that you aligned in some way allowed you both to have a very, very rare experience where there is nothing in the world that you can go through, there's nothing that you could experience that would change this masculine's opinion on you, okay? And to them, that's way deeper than chemistry. This is why you're being viewed as a threat. This is why you're being viewed as dangerous. Because they're realizing that when it comes to you, Divine Feminine, they hold you to a completely different standard. It's almost like they're comparing your energy, your connection, the bond that they have with you versus the bond that they have with everyone else. There's like these unwritten rules. There's these labels that they put on their relationships. There are certain roles that every single person has to play. And when it comes to you, you override all of that. This is why they're realizing that you're not as harmless, okay? You're not just a friend. You're not just an experience that they had. You're not just this supernatural person that they happen to cross paths with. You are a soul that they fully, fully want to experience on their journey in life. And that is rare. Because 9 times out of 10, most of the connections that you see, everyone is kind of walking this fine line. There are people who are in connections right now who don't know everything about their person. There are certain things that their person could do that would completely turn them off. There are certain things that their partner experienced in their life that would make them look at them funny or make them judge their person. When it comes to you and this masculine, the energy is very clear. Nothing is off limits. And for them, again, that is not normal. It's not normal for them to view people in that way, but on an even deeper level, it's not normal for them to view a feminine energy that way. For them to feel as if there's nothing that you can experience in life that would turn them off, that would make them turn the other way, that would make them judge you. This is someone that feels like they could be beside you throughout your journey in life, with your wins, with your losses, you know, things that you went through in your past, certain chapters that you really don't want to speak about with certain people. This is someone that wants all of you. And this is why they're comparing you to everyone else, okay? They're using you as this template, in a sense, of feminine energy, of divine feminine energy that no one else can compare to. And I feel like this started with these intrusive thoughts. It started with you being able to kind of show up energetically in their world in a way that they don't really give other people permission to be in their energy. You know, this masculine energy is coming through as someone who's very disciplined, who's very firm, who is very conscious of how they show up in the world. But there's something about your connection or your energy that completely overrides their coding. And they cannot look away from it anymore. It feels like they were trying to completely downgrade this energy. And not in a negative way, but in a way to where they could still exist in their reality and also validate what they experience with you. But they've had some type of encounter, and this could be manifesting as these thoughts. Maybe they're having dreams about you. Maybe God is presenting your energy in their life in a way where they can't really look away. But they understand the difference. And they're also wondering if you understand what type of bond this is, and also if you will be on board with navigating your connection in this way with them. This is why they're getting all their ducks in a row before they present this to you, because it's almost like they want to lay everything out in a very intricate way so that there is no confusion. But if you're wondering how this masculine truly, truly views you, Divine Feminine, it doesn't matter what you've been through with this person. It doesn't matter how much time has went by, what you have experienced on your personal journey. This is someone that wants you to know, I like you, okay? And to me personally, I've said this in readings many, many times before. When it comes to being in love, that can sometimes show up as a function. But when it comes to a person just liking you or enjoying your energy or viewing you as a friend before they view you as a lover, that's one of the most powerful connections you can ever be in, because there's nothing that your friend can do that can turn you off. There's nothing that your friend can say to you that can make you judge them, because you just like them. You just want to be around them. You know, you get them on a level that no one else may get them. This is how your person views you, okay? What you have is way more than chemistry. And maybe in the past, they tried to write this off as something being harmless, something that wouldn't really affect them. But I'm getting they underestimated you. They underestimated this, okay? Let's get the last message here. Confirmation. The last message that we have is the truth is unsettling. Even though your masculine is in this place where they're preparing to talk to you, they've come to this awareness, they see you in this different light, this is still incredibly unsettling to them, okay? They don't want you to think that because they understand the truth about you that this is easy for them, Divine Feminine, because it's not. They're walking around carrying the weight of the fact that you are a complete threat to everything that they have built thus far. And this could be the reason why they've kept you at bay. This could be the reason why this masculine can only handle you in doses, or you only see them, or your connection manifests in a very cyclical nature. It's because they have been repressing when it comes to you severely, okay? You have no idea how much this masculine has to practice constraint, because from their POV, the most dangerous feminine that you will ever come in contact with is the feminine who makes you question everything. It's the one who makes you feel like an imposter. It's the one that actually makes you sit down and compare and contrast. I don't think there's anyone that's ever penetrated their mind in this way until they met you, Divine Feminine. So what's going to come to the light, Divine Feminine, is that from the minute this masculine met you, they have been repressing, okay? And in order to justify that repression, you know, that constraint that they've been practicing when it comes to you, they told themselves that you were harmless, that you didn't carry that energetic coding that they immediately bonded with from the moment they lay eyes on you, okay? But they were wrong. And they're at this place in their life where your energy, the energy of this connection, the realness of what it is that the both of you experience together is completely overriding their reality, to the point where they have to prepare themselves to come in contact with you, because it's almost like they have this gut feeling that you know exactly why they are approaching, and you don't want to have a surface conversation. I feel like you've played the surface card for a very, very long time. And this is why you're feeling exactly what it is that your masculine is feeling, because the energy in this reading is completely mutual. I feel like this is just giving you a closer look at how this is manifesting physically in your person's reality. But if you're resonating with this message, you are picking up on every single thing that's coming out internally. Your emotional body is letting you know that your person is coming towards you. And they're not coming towards you to check your temperature. They're not coming towards you just to see how you're doing. They are coming to you with a truth that is going to completely rock your world. Because it's almost as if this masculine knows that the moment they open their mouths and they say this to you, the universe is going to get to work. The universe is going to begin to rearrange things in a way that's going to be unavoidable for the both of you. So while your person is in this place where they're ready to speak their truth, it's almost like they want you to know that the weight of this is so heavy and it's so profound that to them it's a little bit unsettling. Because them being the masculine in this dynamic, they know that you have to deal with the more emotional aspect of it. But when it comes to the physical part of it, the 3D, the foundational or the practical aspect of your connection, that weight is kind of on their shoulders. So this is a very, very powerful energy coming through. In Divine Feminine, you may definitely feel your emotional body becoming a little more heightened as your person moves close to you, but they are definitely preparing, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to head over to Patreon to see what else comes out in this reading, because there's a lot of energy coming through from this masculine. If you would like to join us over on Patreon for the extended readings, you can find that information in the description box below, as well as in that very first pinned comment. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.